Hey everyone, Happy New Year. It is your pal and mine, Editor Nate. And as always, we took a break. So here is an episode from 2024's Patreon. It's Hellhole by the Braintrust behind the extended Dune. If you are interested in these kind of things, it's on Patreon for the $3 tier. We talk about a lot of things. Talk about Freerin. Talk about Bill Clinton's weird fan fiction where he's a secret agent. We talk about O.J. Simpson, and that one's never coming on the main feed. His book, If I Did It. We've also got Kamala Harris's book, 107 Days. There's a lot of good stuff on there. And this year, we are going to try and give you even more bang for your buck. I am striving to get a minimum of one bonus out every other month, maybe even monthly. Can't promise monthly, but I'm shooting for 6 a year this time. So if any of this interests you, there's a lot more bonus episodes up on our Patreon. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get you into this episode here, as it was originally released back in 2024. Hope you enjoy.
That'll be $60.
Books, Ben.
Books.
And words about them. And a bonus episode. I don't even know if I'm going to put the classical music that we normally do for bonuses. I don't think these guys deserve it. Maybe.
Can you put like that trombone that follows overweight people? Or not a trombone, a tuba.
Yeah.
Brian Herbert.
Yeah. In what I assume will be our final installment on Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson. I don't think they have anything more
like
to show us.
And
Do they have anything more, Ben? We are looking at and I'm gonna put this in sarcastic air quotes, original story from them. We've sampled their Dune. It's awful. Now we're doing an original story, and like. Do they have any? Is there anything else we need to cover?
What the fuck is this? Is this real? Princess of Dune? There's a Princess Arulin book?
Yes. Of course there is, Ben.
Oh my god.
Of course there is. How are you surprised? Ben, when you've got no ideas, you need another Dune book. Who are you going to talk about? Princess Arulin, why not? Maybe we can get a Princess Wincesia of Dune. We can hear all about her trials and tribulations before we see her be arrested and deposed for plotting to murder children with tigers.
I'm trying to find this page I was reading. He wrote some. I'm trying to find what we need to do next if we do anything. Is we need to find a book.
Oh. Not by these guys, though, right?
No. This is what we need to do next.
Oh, thank God.
No, definitely by these guys.
No, I don't want to.
We need to find a book.
No.
We need to find a book written only by Brian Herbert.
Oh, God, that sounds horrible.
And then we need to find a book written only by Kevin J. Anderson.
Oh, God, I don't want to do this, Ben.
And then we need to figure out which one of them is worse.
You actually sold me. Back on board.
Because I have a theory that Brian Herbert is just a man who failed in his dreams, and
Kevin J. Anderson is a shit factory that just pushes it out like we did one draft and good enough for print. I'm not going to reread it. I'm not going to go back. You can't make me.
We would have to find this at separate used bookstores, but I sent you one.
Is this what people want?
I don't know
do the
what people want.
patrons reach out? Okay, I will. What in the fuck is the Garbage Chronicles by Brian Herbert? Oh, what? Oh, man,
And the
that
best
an
part is on
unfortunate
Amazon.
title.
On Amazon, it's mislabeled as by Frank Herbert.
That is. Oh my god, it is. Oh my god, it is. Oh my god.
Anyway, we're reading Hellhole by Brian Herbert and Kevin J.
Oh
Anderson.
my god.
It's their original science fiction trilogy that is in no way inspired by Dune. It's not Dune. Don't worry about it. It's not just Dune, but worse. It's its own thing, but worse.
It's a real book by real writers, okay? Yes. This is a real series for real people.
By adult men.
And so we did
adult
a
men
thing
who are not living
one.
in their father's shadows. Not at all. Not even one little bit.
We did a thing for this one. And we decided that if we wanted to read another book by these people, that would be torture and would not be worth it. So why don't we just cut the book in half and we each read half a book? So I read, starting at chapter 46. Ben, I assume you read 2 or around there. Okay. All right.
I read to chapter 52. There's 102 chapters or something in this book.
Yeah, and all of it gold, I'm sure. I only read half of it, and I can only assume that all the good stuff was in the first half because there wasn't a whole lot in the second half. So I wrote down some predictions, and then you can get started on presenting your half, Ben. Is that...
Well, do you want to go over your predictions, or do you just want to stop me when I contradict?
Yeah, I'll go over my predictions because I only made a few. So The main character is going to be some sort of prodigy. He's the best general to ever general a general. And I think I was right on that one because they talk about how he can general a generalship.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Ooh, maybe I'm wrong. Now, I said that he was going to be exiled to Hellhole, possibly for a crime he didn't commit, and is framed by his emperor. I don't think that happened. I think he actually did a rebellion that came
You're
up
in the
ballpark.
You're in the ballpark of like that's the vibe, yeah.
On Hellhole, he's going to utilize the local populace and some resource that is only on Hellhole to become something more than human. We'll call it Spazice.
The Quiznos sandwich rack.
There you go. Does
anyone even remember what Quiznos is?
Yeah, there was one in Texas when we were going to the Eclipse, and I exclaimed, "They have a Quiznos."
An extant Quiznos. My God.
Yeah, they're a dying species, but I thought they were completely extinct. So
I thought the company went under. That must be like one franchisee. Like there's one Blockbuster left.
There you go. They're keeping the dream alive. Just like Brian and Kevin. And I put down, I will expect the authors to spend a long time talking about the same thing from chapter to chapter, sometimes from the same perspective, sometimes from different perspectives, because it's cinematic. So cinematic. You ever have a movie where it's just like the first 30 minutes are the same as the next 30 minutes and the next 30 minutes and the next 30 minutes and then it's over? So cinematic. And then finally, I put that he was going to use his new powers to defeat the Emperor, but since it's a trilogy, maybe he'll just like gain a foothold or something. That was my prediction. Boy, was I off.
Yeah.
So Ben, why don't you take it away with your just I'm sure the first half was just the best part because there wasn't a whole lot in my half. So I've got to imagine.
Okay. So first off, I guess we'd call him the main character is unfortunately named Tiber Adolphus.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a big swing and a miss. Thought
Yeah. I wouldn't.
maybe you should have put more thought into that one.
Yeah. Or less. Maybe just name
Or
him
less. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Jack Jimson. There you
Okay.
go.
So the very first chapter, the prologue, I guess. It's 10 years before the events of the book. Tiber
So
Adolphus
cinematic.
and his fleet are closing in on the Imperial homeworlds.
Oh, okay.
And
So he's winning then.
he's winning. He's all but won.
So
This final
Hellhole
battle,
over and okay, all right. I don't know what I
Yeah.
read then.
this final battle will decide everything. And so the enemy forms lines, as you do with spaceships, I guess. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
Star Wars thing too.
you
So
gotta
why not?
form your line to maximize the saturation of your projectile fire. That's how that
I
works.
mean, space is three-dimensional. It doesn't really work the same way as naval ships, but whatever.
or as people,
George
but,
Lucas
yeah.
made it far too compelling in 1970, whatever. So now we're just stuck with it. Okay, so they form lines, right? And there's no way the Imperium can win. The Empire is done. It's
Oh.
just a question of how hard are they going to make him work for it.
Wow. Okay. Well. GG.
And so he gets on the comms with this other old general, and he's like, "Old general, I respect you. I don't want to blow the hell out of your ships. So why don't you just stand down?" And the old general's like, "I thought about standing down, but I have my orders. And I was ordered to win this at any cost. Any cost. So I'm going to do something underhanded, ungentlemanly warfare, if you
How
will.
could you?
I'm going to do something that I would have thought. We'll talk about why this is like extra inevitable, but like even barring the circumstances that make it so extra, it was inevitable. So I'm just going to tell the story a little out of order. So
Okay.
Adolf, his fleet is made up of like the second sons of all the nobility. So we find out that like those who are not going to inherit a holding, like they're not going to inherit planets or lands from the aristocracy. There's an aristocracy, a space aristocracy. It's not Dune. Stop
It's not
thinking that.
Dune. Yeah,
And-
it's not Dune, okay?
Well, it sure fucking isn't. So they're gonna. A lot of the second sons, like, there's no church to go into, so a lot of them go on to become officers in the military. That's a fairly prestigious, well-paid job, and also there isn't really a lot of war for them to fight, so it's also a pretty easy job. But they all found out one day that basically there was a plan to sort of get rid of a bunch of them, and like snatch up their holdings, and that's what seeds the rebellion. And so all of these people have family, important family that everybody knows where they are, scattered throughout the empire. A lot of their family, because these are the second sons, the first sons and the fathers and so on, might even be on the imperial worlds, attending court. So it was like super duper easy to take them all hostage.
Okay.
And they're all
But-
on the old
but wait,
general
hold on.
ships. All the hostages.
But hold on. Hold on. So they don't stand to inherit anything. But if they blow up
Nah.
those ships, they kill their parents and the heir.
Yeah.
So then they open fire. Let's do this. Yeah, I'll get all that land. Sorry, Dad, you knew the risks. Bam.
Yeah, so that's the first obvious thing is like nobody would have not fired, or at the very least they would have steeled themselves to face this situation because inevitably they were going to. Like, the Empress is evil. She
just took
stops
civilians hostage and put them on a ship for you to blow up.
Well, and she was also going to
kill them anyway.
Yeah. It's a sneaky, underhanded, everybody kills everybody kind of place, but also nobody expects treachery. You know, one of those. So some treachery was done. All the families are on the ship, and they drive the ships like what is described as like nose to nose in space. So like it's a space showdown. It's like two gunfighters, but it's space fleets.
Okay.
So imagine the tension of a Clint Eastwood movie. And like Clint Eastwood's enemy has Clint Eastwood's girl hostage. But also it's not Clint Eastwood's girl, it's Clint Eastwood's estranged mother. And Clint Eastwood is like, "Oh, not my estranged mother." And he flinches and he doesn't shoot, and then the other guy shoots. And then you remember it's not just two guys, it's a bunch of spaceships, but because he didn't get the first shot, he loses.
Wait. Okay, so you said it was inevitable. Like, he's about to win, but then the underhandedness. But
yeah,
so he wasn't about to win. He totally could have lost.
Well, maybe he held back. It's kind of unclear as the chapters go on.
But none of the other ships were like, "Oh, we're gonna get blown up. Open fire."
No, some of them did, but like, and his mom gets blown up anyway.
Yeah, duh. No shit. I could have told you that.
It's
the
hinted
Empress
that,
isn't just going to let him go.
Maybe Tiber wouldn't have like fired on the civilians, so maybe like he ordered people not to fire, but like also his men are telling him to fire, and their families are there too. So it's like it's confusing. It's confusing as to like, so when you said he's like a military prodigy, he's like he's like a man who has never served in a military, writing military fiction and imagining what it might be like.
Yeah, okay. Good. Yeah, that checks out. It's sounds like I'm getting flashbacks to Powder Mage or whatever.
Yeah, it's very like I don't know how one side can have. First off, I don't know how like he controls presumably everything but the crown jewel worlds at this point. So I don't know how he can have like 50 planets and she can have like 5. And even if he loses this battle,
it's not a prolonged, protracted, bloody
like it's just
conflict.
Like, okay, you survived one, and you can only do the hostage trick once.
Yeah,
so now I'm
and
kill you.
Well, it's because he's such a great general, even though he utterly failed to win this battle that was within his grasp. So without him, the cause just falls apart, Ben.
So you know in Dune how I don't know why I'm thinking about Dune, but you know how in Dune, Leto the first was a good guy, and everybody kept saying like that's why he'll fail. And he went around saying things like the first step to getting out of a trap is to get all the way into the trap.
Yeah.
And the Bene Gesserit were like, yeah, he's fucking doomed. This is like, what if Leto was a secret genius for getting all the way into the trap with no exit strategy whatsoever?
Yeah. And that's him. That's him.
That's him.
But it's not him because this isn't Dune. Like it's not Dune.
Tiber
Okay.
Adolphus.
Tiber Adolphus. All right.
Yes. It's Tiber Adolphus. So
Tiber Adolphus Hitler. Oh,
yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
He's also a fan of Napoleon. There's really no tyrant this guy's not touching. Maybe, I guess, the Russians. He doesn't have any Russian connections in the first 50 chapters. So, anywho.
Tiber Maximilian Adolphus.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. His name, it's cringe. It's embarrassing.
You've come up with more subtle names.
I have. My problem was I didn't have a famous author father, Ben. Otherwise, we could have gotten
is a more subtle project. Oh God! It's also more politically sound. Oh God. Okay, so something's got to happen to him, right? He lost the fight, so the Empress.
Yeah,
is
so they execute him, right?
Yeah, the Empress is like,
now.
we kill him, right? And then there's that creepy guy. What's his name? Oh, I wanted to say I called him Richese. That's not what it is. It's
Bishop, whatever.
No, it's not him. It's not him. Oh, he's like the Black Lord or something.
Oh, that is what they called him. Yeah.
Ramini, is that it? Rotini?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. So
Rotini. He's got a delicious pasta.
Okay, so the Black Lord, we'll call him the Black Lord. He's like
what
this guy.
Called.
Yeah,
because
he's like whispering in everybody's ear.
We're in the feudal age, and he's got a black castle made of black stone and a world that's always storming. I'm guessing. I don't actually know anything about him.
Everybody's got a gimmick.
Oh yeah, here's my note. Black Lord. What kind of name is that?
Well, it's a nickname, a title, really.
Oh, and here's another one. The Black Lord. ... Wow.
It's like how Eminem used to call himself Slim Shady. He was still Eminem, and his real name was Marshall Mathers. But he was also Slim Shady. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah, so anyway,
okay.
Count
Black Lord.
Riamini? I think it might have been Riamini.
I don't care, Ben. I don't care.
So anyway,
I don't
he's
give
like
a shit at all. And when you try to Google this, you can't pull anything up. I'm getting Hellhole 2022
it's
Polish
a Polish horror film.
This is maybe Awakening, the Hellhole trilogy. Oh God. So yeah, clearly this did not take off like a rocket to the moon because there's not even like a wiki because no one cares about this. I think you said that.
I looked at it, and the books, they all have pretty good ratings on Goodreads, which, as we know, is meaningless. Because this is for the patrons, right? There's a whole bunch of authors out there like arguing about whether it is like immoral to give a book less than 3 stars. So Goodreads,
write a book that's better than 3 stars, and I'll give you more than 3 stars. I don't know what to tell you.
So Goodreads is not reliable, but what you can tell on Goodreads, at the very least, is how many people have reviewed it.
These are not good ratings, by the way. Hellhole has a 3.68. That's actually bad for Goodreads.
Yeah, but that's generous for Hellhole.
That is very generous for Hellhole, but it's bad for Goodreads, where almost everyone will give you 4 or 5 stars. Yeah, no. But you're right. How many reviews, Ben?
I believe the third book had 68.
Oh my god. That's
Yeah.
really bad for a famous author or
Can
the
I
son of a famous author.
can I tell you something honestly, Nate? After the first season of Words About Books, we've talked about this a couple of times, but we developed sort of a threshold for like how successful an author has to be for us to give them a public negative review on this podcast, and that doesn't meet it.
Yeah, you're right.
I would consider that an indie author who it would be too mean to kick while they're down.
Yeah, I would agree if he hadn't also ruined another series.
But
Very famously.
since they're executive producers on the Denis Villeneuve Dune movies, I feel comfortable criticizing them. That said, okay, so the Black Lord, the whole reason I was bringing him up, he's like, you can't execute Tiber Adolphus. You don't want to make him a martyr.
Yes, I. Where are you tying? A martyr for what? I got all of his generals.
A martyr for the cause of second sons, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, we're not going to make him a martyr.
We'll execute them too. I mean,
we're going to send him to Hellhole, the worst planet in the solar or the galaxy. It's a really bad planet.
yeah, it has an official name, and I wrote it down, and I
Hallholm.
Hallholm.
Hallholm was the old general who held all the hostages. So she's really spitting in everybody's face. She named the worst planet in the world after him, and she named...
Why? He did what she wanted, but also, did they just... Are you saying that they renamed the planet recently, then?
I guess.
Just to get at this guy?
Well, it had been unsettled, so I'm guessing it was like Planet X75 or whatever.
Ah,
and now,
we shall name it after Hallholm, that fucker who just won me the war. Hate him.
Yeah. So they're gonna exile him there, and that's gonna be great. And she's also gonna like sabotage it. You know how like when Leto got the planet Dune in the book Dune, the Harkonnens sabotaged all the equipment. She's going to do that.
Nice. You could, hear me out, kill him.
Okay. Well, she's planning to, but she's going to make it look like he was incompetent, and that's why he died. Like, oh, this military general can't even settle an entire planet.
This military general who famously lost the most important battle of the war couldn't even settle an entire planet. What an idiot.
He lost the war because he couldn't foresee one of the most basic military tactics that has existed since the dawn of time.
And now he's going to fail to colonize this planet because he doesn't have that Elon Musk tech.
Right. So now I got to tell you a little bit about the science fiction of our science fiction world.
Okay.
So you know
Tell
how in
me
Dune,
about it. Because this is really fucking dumb.
You know how in Dune
described it.
They have navigators. They have the guild.
Yes. Yes, and how in Star Wars they have a computer that does that, but Dune famously didn't want thinking machines, so yeah, they had the guild and the spice, yeah.
Right, and so when you're traveling at faster than light speed, using whatever technology does that, in Dune, there are calculations required that simply go beyond the organic mind's ability to process. And so they use the mind-expanding properties of the spice to essentially just see all of the paths at once and pick out the ones that work. Well, they liked a piece of that. Like, the piece of that they liked, I'm not saying it's like Dune, but the piece of Dune they liked for that was that there was one group that had a monopoly on space travel.
Okay. There's ways to do that don't involve Dune, but okay. I'm sure that's what they did, right?
Honestly, it would have been better if they just copied Dune.
Okay, so they have a thing called their string line, is that right?
They're called string lines, and the strings are strings, and they're made of
So,
Hyperion, which
yeah.
is an exotic
So,
material only found on one planet, kind of like the spice, but this one will eventually be found on 2 planets. And
yeah, and in large quantities.
yeah, and so it's literally a string, I believe 1 atom in width, going across space.
And it stays there. It doesn't move or
That is written off as a unique property of this element.
okay. So
So
I
I'm
thought
willing.
string line, I was like, okay, that's their way of saying like a warp portal. You go in
Yeah,
one
you're
end, you
thinking
come
it's
out
some
the
kind of
other.
like railroad line. Like they built some kind of, I don't know, wormhole lane or something that you ride
Yeah,
through. Yeah.
exactly.
No. It's a navigation thing. It's like if you're
Yeah.
diving in a murky cave. I watch a lot of videos where people die in caves. If
Yeah,
you're
me
diving in a
too.
murky cave and you're smart, you tie a safety line back to the thing and you hang on to that safety line so you don't get lost, because when you kick up sediment, you can't see shit. So all you have is that line. That's what the string line's like. And somehow that makes things faster. Now, if you didn't want to take the string line, say you didn't like the oppressive monarchy that's extorting taxes from you and militarily putting down everything you try to do, you could, in theory, use a slow ship. I did air quotes when I said slow, because the slow ship transverses galactic distances in weeks to
Yeah, they
months.
they said that their slow ships are faster than light, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
so they're
They're
faster
faster than
than
light, but they're
light,
not faster than light.
and the string line was like an instantaneous like wormhole, but apparently no, that's
No, the string line still takes days, maybe
question mark.
sometimes. But the
Why
slow
though?
ships
It's
take,
navigation, not speed.
right. So presumably you can navigate on the slow ship just fine without a string line. I don't know. Anyway, all the like everybody has to use these string lines until they don't. And they all run through this one hub world, and that's how the empire keeps control. So if you want to go anywhere else in the universe or whatever, you got to first get on a ship, go to the hub world, and then go to another world. It's the galactic loading screen of the whole game.
Okay.
Okay, Smash
What
cut to
happens
10
if
years.
do ships like run into each other if they're following just like a string? Like, are there
No, it
lanes
also
or?
works like a train. They're supposed to go down one at a time in scheduled packets, I guess.
That sounds really inefficient. Like Star Wars had a
It's
nav computer for this very reason. You punch in your coordinates and it's like beep boop beep. Here's how you go, and off you
so
go.
I guess there's a couple of problems right off the bat. One wonders how one conducts a war if everybody has to use the same road.
Yeah, that's part of the like you control the
Yeah,
road.
so presumably they didn't.
That was the whole thing with Mass Effect. They shut down the Mass Effect network, and you were stuck.
Yep. So yeah, presumably they used slow travel to conduct the war. I don't know if this is
God,
a
that's actually
logical
the mass
issue.
relays are what like they had FTL in the Mass Effect universe, but the mass relays just it shot you to the next one, no problem. But this is like a dumb version of that.
Yeah, because like on a universal scale, light still moves pretty slow in terms of
Yeah.
like getting from one galactic body to another. It would still takes light, you know, I don't know how many thousands of years or hundreds of years to go from one galaxy to another, but yeah, light speed is not fast enough. That's why they always say faster than light.
And this is faster than light.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they colonize these planets with faster than light, and then they install a faster than light subway
It goes
system.
back to the center,
Yeah.
where you will be extorted heavily for transporting goods through the system.
Yeah. So spoilers for later. Obviously, they're using the slow ships to form a black market network of trade.
It's really easy.
Yeah, it was stupid easy. Barely an inconvenience. Nobody even thought of it. Except all the people who used it constantly in the war. So anyway, he's on Hellhole. And Hellhole is the worst place in the galaxy. It is a hostile, deserted, alien world that has some artifacts of an advanced alien civilization that absolutely nobody is interested in except Tiber Adolphus, because he's a gentleman and a scholar. And it also has like these electrical storms, and the native life is totally incompatible with our carbon-based life. And they turn it into a thriving metropolis in 10 years.
Yeah, my part of the book, there was basically like nothing going on. I think one storm happened and they're like, we have to get to the shelter. And then they did, and it was fine. And there was virtually nothing else that was unpleasant about that world.
Yeah, no, as far as like colonizing another planet goes, this is the easiest thing we could ever expect to encounter. Like, if Mars was as easy to colonize as Hellhole, we'd already be there.
Yeah, we'd be there.
Be established. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's got protection from radiation. It's livable temperatures, breathable atmosphere. Yeah, you got to import like soil and fertilizer and all that stuff. But like once you do, stuff grows. So
yeah, and they're like, we have to harvest it real quick and fill up the granaries in case a storm comes. So we made this wheat grow super fast and made it super easy to harvest. It's like,
yeah, no,
okay,
it's
well,
amazing.
I guess that wasn't even a problem then. All right.
No. So the whole conceit of it being a bad place is immediately negated. Next chapter.
Perfect.
He lives in a mansion. Everyone's constantly surprised that he lives in a mansion. They're like, a mansion on Hellhole? It's like, yeah, because it's not that bad. It's like the Vikings naming it Iceland. It's just because they didn't want you to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, they want you to go to Greenland.
Yeah. That's as good as it gets out here. That's why we call it Greenland. Stay there. Anywho, this is chapter like 2-ish. This is when Bishop, is his name Bishop?
I could not tell because the audiobook, it sometimes says Bishop and sometimes it sounds like Ishop without the B.
Yeah. That was also where I was with like, is it Hyperion or Hyperion?
Yeah, I heard an H there before. So I wrote down Hyperion. But I don't know. And I also don't care.
Perfectly honest with you, I listened to this book exclusively while jogging. So my memory may be fuzzy. The only way I could read this book is if I was like trapped a mile from my house and the only way to get back was to jog back, and the only thing I could listen to was this.
I had a 10-hour car ride down to see the eclipse in Texas, and I was like, you know what? Might as well get it out of the way.
So Bishop, Ishop, whatever the fuck, he comes to Hellhole as an imperial, I don't know, a consultant, accountant. His job is to review the books.
Yeah.
And make sure that the Imperium is not being cheated.
And tell on him if they are.
Yeah.
Cheated of what?
Well, Tiber Adolphus is supposed to be paying taxes. And he does, but maybe he should be paying more. Maybe he's not reporting everything he makes.
What does he make other than wheat?
They actually do have a fine wine. They have
So it's
copper.
not at all a bad planet. They're growing wine down there, or
Yeah.
grapes for wine. So
Yeah, they're growing wine.
you got like a
And
vineyard. Okay.
yeah, and they have some like metals and stuff. Basically, they just have like generic exports, raw materials, junk like that, and maybe they're underreporting. There's also the
Okay.
small matter of like he must have back channel supply networks because the only equipment he's been officially given was damaged, sabotaged nonsense, and he was not given enough supplies to last a year, and somehow he's turned it into a thriving metropolis in 10 years.
And we're not going to put him to work at all terraforming like barren moons or anything into lush, thriving civilizations. We're just going to tax him.
Well,
dumb.
no, because
we're
he
the bad
tried to
guys.
take the life of myself.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
Okay, so he finds some stuff, but it was stuff planted.
Riomini.
Riomini.
Black Lord Selic Riomini.
I was close. So Bishop finds some stuff, right? But it's stuff that Tiber planted for him to find. Plans within plans.
Oh, yeah.
And
what a smart guy.
he's like, they have this back and forth about like etiquette and responsibility and stuff he's supposed to do. Like,
with great power comes great response. Yeah.
well, no,
yeah.
like
Uncle
Adolphus is supposed to. Adolphus is supposed to like give him everything he needs until his job is done, and then Adolphus tricks him into saying that his job is done, and then Adolphus kicks him out in the middle of a storm and tells him to go fuck himself. And he's like, "I'll die if I go out there." And Adolphus is like, "I missed the part where that's my problem." And he begs to come back in, and because he begged, Adolphus lets him in. And then eventually he goes back, and he finds out he's a noble. He finds out he was a noble 200 years ago, which, congratulations, buddy. Everybody's got one in their family tree somewhere. I think I'm distantly related to the Macbeth.
Wow.
Where's my castle in Scotland? I could be a laird.
You can buy it.
Yeah, I know.
You
I could
become
buy
a lord.
one square of dirt from a scam in Scotland. Great. And so
Maybe that's what this guy's gonna do.
That's essentially what this guy did. He bought one square of dirt off of a scam.
And I presume a cape. He put that on and was like,
and a cape.
Yes.
And then he started killing the descendants of other families. And again, it was 200 years ago. Let's do some math. Okay, so like if you have two parents, and then they each have two parents, that's 4 grandparents, and then they each have 2 parents, that's what? I'm already losing. That's 8 or 16? That's 16.
I'm not paying attention. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's 16, and then what? 32, and then 64, and then so like.
God.
My point is,
Happening?
they've got a lot of descendants. It's been 200 years since this guy was a lord, and they're like, so the other noble families 200 years ago conspired to make his family not lords anymore. They took their holdings, and he's going to get revenge on behalf of his family. But like, they must have hundreds of descendants.
Yeah, but his thing is he only is going to kill one of them. Because one of the descendants is going to be from the diadem, that's the Empress. Her family is on there, and he's like, gosh, how am I going to do this? And he's like, you know what? I've decided I'm going to kill her daughter, and that counts. I check it off the list. So he doesn't have to wipe out their entire family. He just has to kill one member. I haven't gotten
to the daughter yet. She's annoying as hell.
No, it's even worse what happens to her.
Oh, no.
She lives painfully. She painfully, painfully lives, Ben.
Okay. So anyway, that's Bishop. And then there's the motley crew of morons. Vincent Francis
Fernando.
Vincent, Fernando, and girl.
And girl.
And Vincent and Fernando group
hold
up.
On. I think I know her name. Sophie? Is that Sophie? No, Sophie's the. She was in mine. Antonia.
Antonia sounds right.
Antonia literally had one chapter, and I thought the book was wrong. I was like, do you not mean Sophie? Because Sophie also has an ex who is a piece of shit, and she's also hiding from him, and, like, don't you mean Sophie? Why are you talking about...
I think they might have accidentally written the same character twice.
They do. And I saw Antonia, and I was like, is that, like, Sophie's real name, and she's pretending to be Sophie? And then I found out later in the chapter, no, that's a quote-unquote different person. What?
Okay, so there's two women in the book. The only difference between them is one of them is middle-aged, and one of them is, like, 19.
And the middle-aged one goes after the general.
Yes.
And
there's a lot of thirsty middle-aged women in this book.
And the 19-year-old goes after the middle-aged one's son.
Yes.
Whose name escapes me. He's not Fernando. He's not Vincent. He's another guy.
No, he's Boy.
Boy. Perfect.
So Vincent and Fernando, who may be like loose analogs for Brian and Kevin.
Oh. Well, that's good, because, spoiler alert, none of them make it through. Fernando and Vincent are going to die in about as intelligent as a way that the general lost the final battle of that war.
Okay, so Vincent, everybody gets a backstory. Okay, let me just tell you right now. There's
okay. Hold on. Before you say anything,
okay,
are they gay lovers? I'm not doing that as a slight. I seriously want, because the way Vincent thinks about Fernando is like borderline romantic.
I agree.
No, they're not.
No.
Okay. Wow. All right. I
Okay.
Totally misread that.
No, you're not wrong. This is the one time your radar is picking up on signals. Maybe too much was left on the page. I don't know.
Maybe too much was left on the page. Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely, they are friends in the way that Achilles and what's his nuts?
Patroclus, yeah.
Yeah. They're friends in the same way that Alexander the Great and that one guy were friends, and when that guy died, he wept loudly and like killed the doctor who was overseeing him and was never the same. Like that's
the world's
way
most lavish funeral that has never been topped by anyone.
Yes, that is the way they are friends. Is what it comes off as. Like
it's just like Sappho and all those girls on that island. They were just roommates.
Yeah.
You know.
Two bros chilling in the hot tub, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
Fernando and Vincent like to drive out into the wilderness in a giant van where you had to sleep next to each other, and it gets cold at night, so to conserve body,
gotta do skin to skin.
Yeah, you gotta go skin to skin.
That's just science, okay?
That's science. I don't know why you'd argue with that. I don't know why you're making it weird. Fernando and Vincent. Okay, so Vincent's backstory. Oh, let me tell you the structure of the book. Everybody gets a backstory. You get like one backstory chapter. You get one chapter where you do something interesting. You get one chapter where you have an interaction with another character. And then you get one chapter where you have an interaction with a side character who's not part of your story. That's the first half. Wow. And there are like literally
there's
9 point of view characters.
There's way too many.
Yeah.
I told you, Antonia Antonia has one chapter in my half of the book, and I thought it was a typo.
Yeah. Yeah. So Vincent, he stole art to sell to save his dying father, to get him an experimental medical treatment, which failed and he died anyway. And then Vincent got sentenced to hellhole. And then Fernando is a con artist who's been like kicked off of every other planet, who is going to make a fresh start on hellhole, but he's also a complete moron.
Oh my god, is he a complete fucking idiot?
Anyway, they get a job as
for
land
it.
surveyors. They, of course, meet Tiber Adolphus because everyone who wants to can just go up to his mansion and shake his hand because he's a man of the people in his mansion.
But he's not Leto, okay? He's not.
He's not Leto. He
not.
survives. At least for a while.
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately.
So they get jobs as land surveyors. They stumble onto an alien artifact, and then they stumble onto an alien consciousness, and Fernando gets possessed. That came out of left field. That is not a joke. It is not played for laughs. It is deadly serious.
So that is where my story actually started. They were like, oh my god, Fernando fell into what's called the slick water and is now an alien. And I was like, I didn't expect this story to be about aliens, but okay.
I fell into Fernando's slick water and then he got possessed by it. Okay. Let me see who else. Okay. There's a storm, a lot of lightning bolts. The whole planet is lightning sometimes, but only sometimes. And there's a lot of warning, so that's
sometimes.
Fine. Okay. Then there's a guy who owns the planet that has all the Hyperion. And
who is he?
He is a middle-aged man who has fallen in love with the Empress's daughter, who's 20 years younger than him.
Oh, yeah. This is Ducard's dad or something?
Yeah. So Lord Ducard, he fell in love with the Emperor's daughter, who's 20 years younger than him. And you'd think he's just using her, but he's actually deeply in love. So deeply in love that he's blowing off all of his official responsibilities and leaving his son to try to manage a planet that is constantly under siege by spies and saboteurs from everyone else who wants to own the valuable mineral planet. And then
we have a guy called the Black Lord bumming around, so like he's going to be in on that.
Yeah. And the Empress's daughter is an idiot.
Yeah, she's horrendously stupid.
And she... so anyway, he gets... Lord Ducard gets put on trial for gross negligence and incompetence. And he's guilty. He's guilty as the day is long.
So they're going to sentence him to hellhole then. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go to hellhole, but he gets murdered in prison before that can happen.
Okay. All right. Problem solved.
And then Ducard the Younger is like, if it weren't for that woman, that Emperor's daughter, who I hate, and am right to hate, if it weren't for her, my dad would still be alive. And that's also just true.
Yeah.
It takes two
true.
to tango.
Oh no, that's Christophe Ducard. Okay, all right, I'm figuring this out.
Yeah, it takes two to tango and everything, but like there is no way Christophe would ever like this woman. Like, I don't often give life advice to our listeners, but if you're a man of some years and you have a young side piece who is maybe the same age as your child. You don't need to introduce them.
Do you want? You know what? Continue. I will tell you how that storyline plays out. And
I know
probably...
she eventually goes to find him. That's where I left off. She's trying to track him down. She went to his planet after it got taken over. He is already on his way to Hellhole. He starts working for Tiber Adolphus as like the space janitor because his family was mean to Tiber during the war, and so now he's got to be the space janitor, and everybody thinks that's really funny. But he's going to work his way up to the top. And he probably will, because Tiber's weird. He sees potential in people. He's got this sense about who's a point of view character and who's not. And so he knows this Dakar fella, he's the real deal. And I want to say that's about the point I left off.
Okay.
I have covered 250 pages.
and 250 brain cells are now dead.
I can tell you, like, so a little summation of the problems with the first half. Everything
and then you
of
can
any
give your predictions.
Yeah. Everything of any consequence happens in the first 100 pages. And then after that, it's just a series of characters having bland interactions with other characters. It felt a lot like the first season of a show on the Sci-Fi Network that you know is going to get canceled. I mean that for a lot of reasons. Like, the characters are bland and uninteresting, super forgettable. They're all just one-dimensional, like, caricatures of stuff from other stories. There's too much generic sci-fi crap going on. I don't really know who I should care about. There's obvious good guys and bad guys.
Oh, very obvious. All the good guys are the goodest good guys, and all the bad guys are just pointlessly evil.
And you can kind of just tell, like, it feels low budget. I always pick on these guys for saying they write cinematically. But if this were cinematic, it feels like it's a pitch for one of those sci-fi shows, to be perfectly frank with you.
And
it feels...
to be perfectly frank.
Well, no, it feels really low budget. Like, you could shoot this...
Like the sets are made of cardboard.
Yeah, you could shoot this real cheap because nothing interesting is happening, nor is anything expensive happening. The only alien we see is possessing an actor. So you just have that guy act.
20 unknown actors and actresses from, like, just raid a local theater troupe if you have to. Let's get them done. We're going to shoot 13 episodes in 3 days. Let's do it.
Yeah, nobody's saying anything interesting. Nobody's got to deliver any complicated lines. Nobody's got to... It just feels very like... I think I described it to you as... If you sat down to write an hour a day, like just free write, just get some stuff out of your head, you could very quickly generate this book because it's rambling, stream of consciousness, the classic Brian Herbert, Kevin J. Anderson. They didn't really read each other's chapters, or if they did, they don't remember what they already wrote because the same refreshers are given at the beginning of every chapter involving a character. Like, did you know girl had a bad breakup? Did you know Tiber Adolphus was betrayed? Except not really. Did you? Oh, I did forget one thing of Tiber's backstory. So the way it all starts, the war, he was assigned, his family's like weak militarily. They like without, if they get rid of him, it wouldn't be hard to get rid of his father, you know? And so they assign him to a research mission to go look at a supernova. But Tiber Adolphus is something of a scientist myself. I don't know how many Spider-Man quotes I can get in here, but I'm going to try. And he has calculated that we're sitting like way too fucking close to this star that's about to go supernova. And he radios back and he's like, hey guys, are you sure this is a position you want us to hold at? Because like we're going to be like right in the middle of this supernova. And they're like, nope, you're good where you are. Don't move. And
but
so
he does
moves. He moves. He puts a sensor beacon there, which they could do. They could just leave a sensor beacon there. They don't need the whole ship. So he puts a sensor beacon there and he goes further away. And then lo and behold, the sensor beacon is like well in the blast radius. And the crew are like, I think they tried to kill us. And Tiber Adolphus is like, they wouldn't do that.
What?
It's got to be a mistake. But then they keep talking to him and eventually he comes around to the idea that they tried to kill him.
All right.
But yeah, low budget
predictions?
sci-fi show. That's my thing. So my predictions. Oh god. Okay, let me put my glasses back on. I had my summarizing glasses off. Okay, my predictions. The book will continue to wander aimlessly because we've already achieved the setting the stage portion of it, and since it was obviously one of those things that was predetermined to be a trilogy, they'll get to about 500 pages and then the conflict will ramp up for the next book, the outer planets versus the crown jewel worlds. The remaining 50 chapters, the characters will do nothing of consequence because they can't risk shifting that agreed upon endpoint. The aliens that they encounter in the slick goo will have some sort of technology that Tiber Adolphus will find military or terraforming potential in. It'll be some kind of like balance of power altering discovery. Maybe they'll be able to make the flora and fauna of Hellhole more compatible with human life. Boy and girl will have some sort of couple moment before the end of the book. The Diadem's daughter will eventually find that guy's son, and he won't punch her in the face the way it looks like it's probably going to go, but they will in fact team up to avenge his father, even though everything about that is terrible.
All right. So my book, my part of the book, some of my first things are there's an alien messiah. I think there's a liquid that merges with you and merges you with an alien, and someone named Fernando got exposed. And then I'm just moving along. There's a nice dinner scene. This sounds like a nice dinner and not at all a hellhole. Then we're back to
the
Bishop.
Steaks. The steaks. I read that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Bishop, he killed more people. He blows up a chocolatier.
What?
Because...
like Willy Wonka?
Yeah. He blows up
like,
Willy Wonka.
Is
Willy
there
Wonka
another
was
definition of chocolatier I did not know about?
Willy Wonka, the amazing chocolate.
No, that's it. That's it. And he has a girl with him. And so here's the patented Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson, where they want you to know the character is smart by telling you that the character is smart, but not by them doing necessarily smart things. He's like, girl is wearing these clothes that are commoner clothes, and she blends in, but you would be a fool to underestimate her. And it's like, okay, I don't care.
They never even described. I've heard that a couple of times.
Every chapter that they're together.
Like, okay. Here's a simple thing, a real simple thing that you could do if you had 500 pages to build a world, right? What are commoner clothes?
She has her favorite death metal band on a black hoodie, she, and yeah, no, that's a good point, Ben. You know that
Like, you
we
could
put in more
describe them.
description in our crappy book.
Well, okay, so like during the after the plague, when the burgeoning middle class started to come about before the 20th century would destroy it, there was all of a sudden these people who weren't nobles who could afford fine clothing, and so laws were passed that, like, if you're not of noble blood, you can't wear purple. I'm just making shit up, but like stuff like that. You could do a bit of world building and even draw on real history to cite
No.
what are commoner clothes.
I just want to tell you how devious and secretive my lover is. So
Okay, how
shut
devious
up.
and
Just
secretive.
Shut up. She blew up a chocolatier, Ben.
Was he dressed in commoner clothes, or was it a purple suit with a purple top hat? Did he drop his cane and action roll out of the way before
All
she got
these
him?
people are killed off screen, but Ishop Bishop knows he's gonna have to go after a Duchenet, which is the family of the reigning empress, the Diadem. How is he gonna get rid of her? I don't know. We'll have to find out. So Kristoff, he unearths a bunker. This is back on Hellhole. And inside the bunker are 4 living aliens, Ben. Dun, dun, dun. These are like... There were 5 originally. One of them's dead. He was apparently the strongest or whatever. But these 4 are full-fledged aliens.
That doesn't make sense. Why did the strongest die?
Because they never explain it, I don't think. Or
He was the strongest, but he had a heart condition, a serious heart condition.
His stasis pod failed and he died. I don't know. So Fernando knows where to find them because he was infected with the slick water and he gets them out. They're called Zions, Ben.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want Tiber Adolphus to meet the Zions. Oh. What the fuck? Oh. Did they ever think, like, do you think they did it on purpose?
Not for
or
a
do you think
single fucking second.
they unconsciously connected those sounds in their minds and they don't know why?
Well, there's a D-Day later. And I went, what? But the D stands for destination, Ben.
Oh, no. Okay. I didn't know they were called Zions. I didn't get that far.
Yeah, that's what they're called. So the Zions were like, we'll let you keep this planet if you help us out. And my
will
thought
you?
was,
All 4 of you? Will you
yeah,
let me keep
exactly. My thought was, fuck you, I'll just shoot you. What are you going to do? So the Zions, their thing is they have telemancy, Ben. You might say that's just telekinesis, but that doesn't have a douchey sound to it. And they lift up a building that everyone is dining in. But that's not. We still have to keep them a secret. So here's the thing: the Zions had a destiny, Ben, and over millennia they developed mental power. They keep talking about how they turned inward instead of outward, and like, how did that work out for you, you dumb fucks?
Yeah, you got hit by a meteor.
An asteroid hit your planet, and you all had to die. Don't try to tell me that you're enlightened.
Couldn't you get the whole species together and, like, push the asteroid away with your telemancy?
Somebody asked that, and I think the alien said, no, we couldn't. And they just, like, that was the end of the conversation.
But secretly they were like, shit.
Damn it. We could have
We
done
should
that.
have tried that. No, you do not understand our powers. Fuck.
So their plan is to get all the Zions linked together So they can enter what I originally thought was Other Room, but I believe it is pronounced Alaru, which is where they shed their physical forms and yada, yada, yada. They become some sort of new creature. Again, how'd that work out for you, dumbass?
I'm having a hard time not saying Zionist Bonnaroo. I didn't make it. I had to say it.
So what they need, so apparently they keep telling us over and over and over and over that they're stronger with a human host and that humans can learn a lot from them too, so this is a beneficial relationship.
Just let us in there.
I don't think anyone pays very much lip service to the idea that maybe these aliens are fucking lying to you to infect your species with their alien goo.
Just let me in your brain.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So the general agrees to help
both
them
of us.
in exchange for having access to their telemancer powers, all right? We're going to help you by setting up a health spa by the Slickwater Springs. This is not a joke. This is what happens. Sophie sets up a health spa, Ben, and like an old man dives into the goo, he comes out fully refreshed and full of energy and vigor, and also maybe an alien in his brain, but whatever. And like everyone is like, oh my god, you see that? We want to be in your health spa, Slickwater sauna. And so they create a burgeoning hospitality business on Hellhole, converting humans into alien-human hybrids. And the aliens also eat by rolling over vegetation. What?
Are they actually hybrids, or does the alien just take over?
The humans still occasionally come to the surface, and they're not screaming. So they're trying. I think that Brian and Kevin really wanted it to seem like a totally unproblematic symbiosis instead of a parasitic relationship. I think that was their intent, because I think it is, Ben. I think it is because no one ever suspects these aliens of treachery. And the aliens, as you're about to see, are kind of dumb as shit. And they are incapable of treachery because of just how fucking stupid they are. But they can reach Alaru with fewer aliens because humans make their psychic powers stronger, Ben. In between all of this, we go back to a guy named Governor Goler. And the Empress is like, I'm not happy that people are shipping stuff without using the string lines, and you're not cracking down on that illegal trade. And he's like, well, why don't you give me some ships to actually patrol my region? And she's like appalled at this. And my question was, what did you expect him to do without a military? And so she's like, well, you know what? Yeah, I guess. Just ban it. That's how it stops, right? You build a giant space wall.
You build the space wall to keep Hellhole out.
and you make Hellhole pay for it. So Goler, he gets old FTL ships that were used in the rebellion by General Adolphus. Later on, I'm skipping ahead, the D-Day happens, the string line network from Hellhole to all the deep zone planets, as they're called, reaches Goler, and Goler throws his lot in with the General and gives him all of his ships back. So it's like poetry. It rhymes, Ben.
Yeah, it's like poetry. It's disappointed.
Yes. Now, here's where the string line, it kept confusing me because he said there are terminus rings. So that's where I was like, oh, so it's like a warp gate. But no.
Maybe it is.
Apparently, the string lines end at like just a ring at the end, I guess. Maybe it's like a chain of molecules and it's in the shape
I think that's like the tether. Yeah, I don't know. Again, if you had 500 pages to world build to really sell people on.
You blow up a chocolatier. Yes, exactly.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That does sound like an amazing part of the book.
Well, it happens off screen.
Damn it.
Bishop's lover is just like, we blew this person up, and he's like, well, she was a chocolatier. She hasn't been of noble blood for a long time.
Milton Hershey's head.
There's a guy named Packard, like Todd Packard from Dunder Mifflin is all I can think of. That really racist, sexist guy. He is delivering the Hyperion. He's going to meet up with General Goller, but he's not wearing any protection from the radiation of the Hyperion because he already has a fatal disease. So, like, why did he sign up for this mission? Because if he died mid-mission from his fatal disease, the plan would fail. Whatever. He's going to make it, and moving on.
So, you ever hear... I think I talked to you about this once. You heard the story about the Demon Corps.
Yeah.
About the guy who's, like... He got a massive dose of radiation, and his guts and blood just, like... fell
liquefied.
apart.
Yeah.
And it was so bad that his body could no longer absorb like pain medication.
Yeah, if that were me, I just want to absorb a bullet at that point.
Right. So my point is, whether or not you have a fatal disease, and this is just one of the unfortunate truths of life, it can get worse.
Yeah. Wear your fucking protection from the radiation.
Yeah, you want to die of a heart attack, not radiation poisoning.
Absolutely. So Kiana is doing a ribbon cutting ceremony, and that's not important, but this is how I was introduced to Kiana. For the Bureau of Deep Zone Affairs? Okay. And Bishop is going back to Hellhole again. Because there's a spy on Hellhole, but the general distracted him with stupid bullshit, and so he's not doing his job. We're gonna send Bishop back. But I guess let me yada skip forward for Kiana's story. Bishop is eventually going to tell Kiana where to find Ducard, because Ducard and Kiana are both on his list. Again, he only has to kill one member of the family, okay, to get his revenge. And he's like, Kiana will just go to Hellhole and die because it's a hellhole, even though it's very pleasant and she probably won't die.
Well, and to be clear, this list does not further any practical goal.
No.
This is just his serial killer fanfic.
Yes. But it's not even a fun read, so, yeah. So Kiana meets Ducard, and Ducard is like, I hate you. You've done nothing right. Why do you think that I would want to see you? And she's like, well, let me just help you. I could get you your holdings back. And he's like, I came to Hellhole because of you. You've ruined my life. You got my dad killed. Go fuck yourself. And Kiana is like, I can't believe that he hates me. I'm dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to, and someone's like, oh my god, that's the princess. Hey, Kiana, do not go into the slick water. And she's like, this is just people telling me what to do. Just like my mom, just like everyone. They just don't want me to be happy. And so she goes into the slick water and falls into a coma. Now, Ben, the other 4 or 5 people who went into the slick water and fell into a coma, they're just in a coma. Kiana wakes up. Kiana wakes up. She's got a noble, like, queen or something. Some shit from the aliens in her head. And they've come to an accord. And this whole time the aliens are like, why don't you just go tell the Empress about us? We can get everyone into the slick water. And the general's like, you don't understand. The Diadem is a crazy bitch who will murder you. Just just straight up slaughter you. But I mean, just this is me, Nate, talking. That's not unreasonable. They're an alien parasite.
Yeah.
So
has Adolphus taken one?
No.
Yeah.
And Adolphus has forbidden Sophie from taking one as well. So
did he have to forbade it?
No, because she was like, I don't even want to do it anyway. But okay.
Sophie, look, if you hybridize with an alien mind and become an entirely different person, it's going to put a strain on our relationship.
So Kiana,
and you know
though,
what? I respect him for that.
Yeah, that does seem like the logical step, right? So Kiana, she is able to speak to the alien hive mind and be like, yeah, the Empress, bad idea. And so they're like, Adolphus, we're going to throw our weight behind you. We support you 100%. Put a pin in that. Remember that for later, that they are declaring
it was
for
kind
him.
of a given.
Yeah, but put a pin in that. They have made this decision, Ben. And they know what the Empress is like. Just put a pin in that. So Bishop
come
down.
up on a ship with me and throw a meteor with your mind powers?
No, you can't throw meteors. Apparently, it's impossible.
It's the one thing
they also made reference that there was a group of the Zions who fled in a rocket, and that is never brought back up again. Maybe that's like a future sequel thing.
They can't call them Zions. I'm sorry. I'm vetoing that. I need you to go back and everything you say is just a comparison to something else. And like, they wound up in Africa, right? The Lost Tribe.
Yeah. That honestly, I am almost suspecting if they become humans later on. I am almost suspecting that is where this is going to go, but I'm not going to read to find out. So anyway, Bishop is convinced that these people who think that they're aliens, they're just a crazy cult, and that's where he reports back to the Empress. And the Empress is like, well, Bishop, you're a not superior, stupid-ass non-noble, but you're also my best man who I trust implicitly. Okay, bye.
I really thought you were going to say best friend. I was going to be like, oh,
Probably. A fool searching for a pot of gold, but now it is alien gold. I think that was a quote because I can't imagine that would be so... Yeah, okay. Oh, here's another note.
No, Nate, it's Zion gold.
Vincent wants a wife. ... I don't believe you.
I don't.
I do not believe for a second. Honestly, Vincent and Fernando should have hooked up. Okay, I know that's why.
Too interesting for this book.
I know that's why Brian is the person who gets to have the Dune mantle.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't out.
Yeah, because he wasn't, and his brother was.
Yeah,
and his brother totally got shafted.
Well, his brother didn't have to put his name on these stupid ass books, so who's the real winner?
Let's see. There's a static storm. The Telemancers saved the day. Yada 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 yada. All right, so we're gonna go to, Let's see. We're gonna go to Antonia, okay? Because this is the one chapter she shows up in. Antonia is stunned and dragged away. And my first note was, who the fuck is this? Because Sophie was mentioning, like, so there's this newscast that goes out about the crazy cult on Hellhole. Let's all laugh at them. But it backfires and more people go to Hellhole. And Sophie is like, I wonder if my ex-husband's going to find me, but I'm wearing a good disguise. Meanwhile, this guy stuns Antonia and is like, I saw you in that broadcast. Did you really think I wouldn't notice it was you? And that's when I was like, okay, so is Antonia Sophie's real name? But no, Antonia is another woman who also has a shitty ex, who is also looking for her, and she is also disguised. So,
I didn't tell you Antonia's backstory. So Antonia's backstory is she was dating this guy, and he was very clingy, and this is what he did. He had her parents killed.
Yeah, yep, I was about to say that.
And then he told her that he was a wanted man and that now she was involved in it and he had to keep her safe and she couldn't ever talk to anyone but him. And I want to say that's really stupid, but I also can't promise it didn't like happen to somebody they know. Because that seems like one of those things that's just like so random.
Well, Ben, it's going to get worse. I'm going to put up a brief, like you could skip ahead to time code because... Hey, it's Editor Nate on the shittiest microphone I can find. If you want to avoid the description of an offensive assault scene, then skip ahead to 1 hour and 28 minutes and about 30 seconds. It's not... So, you know the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, where there was a sexual assault scene. It was very graphic, very off-putting, very, like, gross and made you feel gross and, like, colored the entire book as just gross. This is the opposite of that, where it's just talked about by two people who probably don't even know what sexual assault is or have maybe, like, heard about it briefly. Because he's like, okay, he comes in, he stuns her, he drags her away, and then she's trying to fight against him, and she kicks at him weakly, and then he's like, all right, I have some unfinished business, and he takes her dress off, and then he rapes her, and this is like the exact words, and then he raped her, and then as he was finishing, Devin, which I didn't know who that was, came in and smashes him upside the head with a piece of obsidian and then beats him to death. Then Antonia crawls away and is like, oh my god, I can't believe I was just sexually assaulted. And also Devin murdered a man. You don't come back from murder. I'm really worried about Devin in this situation.
I'm afraid this is going to be treated like the hero moment where she's just going to jump right into his arms.
And she's stumbling away. And Devin is out. He's covered in blood. She thinks that he's been ruined. And I was like, no, I'd kill that guy all over again if I were in his position. Like, if I could murder him a second time, I would. Fuck him.
Well, yeah. No, I'm never going to say you shouldn't kill a rapist. I'm just going to say that is probably going to, like, the thing she just watched you do... I don't know if that's going to be good for your burgeoning relationship.
Well, Ben, don't worry, because it's all going to be washed away in a moment, because she's like, you know what? I'm going into the slick water. Boom. She's an alien now. She comes out, and she's like, no, I feel so much better. I'm perfectly fine.
That's dark.
Yeah. No, and he, from his perspective, talked about her perfect body, and my response was, not the right fucking time to talk about someone's body right after a rape scene, no matter how vanilla, bland, and, like, I'm still going to say it's offensive, but, like, it's offensive for a different reason from the Southern Book Club's guide. And then Antonia, I almost called her Sophie again. Antonia is like, we can still be together. This is a rape victim who is saying this. And
this is dark. This would make you suspect the aliens.
And she's like, I'm completely healed now. All that pain and trauma, the alien just got rid of it. And if you go in the slick water right now, slick water will be able to select a compatible alien. We can be both lovers as humans and as aliens. And in he goes, and now they're both aliens. Alien-human hybrids, and they're like, wow, yeah, the pain of sexual assault and murder, it's like, doesn't even matter anymore.
Well, I don't want to be too smug about this, but I am checking off couple moment on my prediction list.
Yeah, it's the fucking worst. Okay, let's see. What else? God damn. I was like, Jesus, 81 chapters and we're still going.
Yeah, that's what you want to be feeling in a book.
Oh, all those dead nobles, they figured out that someone was whacking nobles and they're like, I think it's probably the general. Also, there was a massacre at a place called Ridgetop that the Imperium did, and Governor Goler knows all about that because there was a survivor, and he knows that survivor, and that one, they're broadcasting that to the Deep Zone, which is rallying the troops, Ben. And also, there's a guy named Escobar who is the son of that one general, and he keeps thinking, like, this is going to be a quick war. I sure am going to war really quickly, and he was going to...
It's never a quick war.
It's never a quick war, you dumb fuck.
Just any political leaders listening to this, it's never a quick war. Don't start it.
So, yeah, the General Adolphus sends that message out. He's got the network set up, and he's like, now we tell the Imperium that we're going to secede from them unless they come to the table and barter with us. And, of course, she's not going to do that. But the aliens, now you remember how they're like, we're behind you, General Adolphus. We understand that the Diadem is a crazy person. Now they're like, we can negotiate with her. Send Fernando... He's a good talker and a half alien. And
if we could just get her into this slick water, she'd come around. She'd come around real fast.
Yeah, she would. And actually, one of the things, the Diadem, I guess she cares about her daughter, but she's willing to sacrifice her. And she's aware that Kiana's been infected, and she's like, I bet they're going to send her back to us to infect us. Smart plan. So...
It is I, Fernando.
Yeah, so instead they're like, no, we can't send Kiana back because you're a good hostage. I mean, not a hostage, because that's what the bad guys do. You're a good... shut up, you're staying here. Send Fernando.
Honored guest. You're a good honored guest.
There you go. Send Fernando and his not gay lover, who is not an infected alien. They'll definitely listen to him and definitely believe he's not infected. But we'll also send one of the original aliens to show them that you are in fact aliens and not just a weird cult. And then fine, you can talk to them. And so they go in a ship and they're impounded. And I thought, there's no way they're going to talk to the Diadem directly. She's what are the odds I will ever get to directly speak to the president? Like, that's the odds of, no. But no, they do. And the Diadem is there with Bishop, because he's also a named character, and they're like, oh my god, there's like a weird alien slug back there. Let's kill him. Like, they're going to try and infect us with that water. Let's pump gas in there. And the whole time, Fernando Alien is like, no, this is good. They're listening to us. We just wait here. We're dumb as fuck. And Vincent is like, there's something wrong. They're drilling into the hatch and putting a tube in. What? They're doing something. You gotta help. You gotta do something. And
I'm getting like big Phantom Menace vibes.
And he's like, Fernando,
they're like drinking
get Fernando
their tea.
Yeah, I wish. I wish, Ben. It's just as good though. They're like,
it sounds like, a little worse to be
they're
honest.
like, oh, it's much worse. But I mean, like, just as good. And look, Fernando comes to the surface finally and is like, yeah, I agree. There's something weird going on as the gas is coming in, and they try. You know how they have psychic powers, right? That's not enough to rupture the container they're in. They bend it, but they don't bust it open, and they all die. Fernando's dead, Vincent's dead, the alien is dead, all the people they brought with them are dead, because they thought that they could reason with this woman who they knew was unreasonable. Literally unreasonable.
Real quick, Fernando, before you die, I just have to know. When you're not at the surface, what are you doing?
Sorry, he can't answer that because he's dead.
Do you got like a Nintendo in there?
No, he's constantly fascinated by all the alien information, but the aliens
you got games on this
are
thing?
naive and stupid. And so, yeah, we got a war is coming up, Ben. You've got Commodore Hallholm and Escobar.
Checking it off my prediction list.
And the Black Lord, and they've got this round table, and they're gonna go in, they're gonna yada yada, and meanwhile, and again, maybe this doesn't make sense now, but they've rigged the ring with bombs, and I was like, okay, it's a Stargate, but it's not a Stargate, I guess. But yeah, they've ringed it with bombs in case they try to use it to attack them, which they obviously will, and then the end. The end, Ben. There is no war, there is no battle, there is no conflict. It just ends. It's bad. It sucks. There's not even a minor conflict to get this shit started. Like, you know how Vector Prime, the Star Wars kickoff to the Yuzong Vong, they had Yuzong Vong actually fight, and they got a toehold in the galaxy before they were thrown out, and then it was like, oh my god, it was really hard to throw the Yuzong Vong off this planet. It's gonna be really hard when more of them come. Find out when you buy the next 8 books. But this one isn't even a war. There's no battle. Nothing happens. It's nothing. For 46 to 102 fucking chapters. What's up?
I'm going to venture a guess. And Brian, Kevin, if you're listening, if you're subscribed to our Patreon, let me know.
You fucking bear me. You owe me for reading this.
They outlined this story, like the complete Hellhole trilogy, up front. They decided what was going in what book before they ever started writing.
100%.
And they had some kind of page count in mind, and they just hit it. They just filled it with characters. I do think it reads like they had some hope of adaptation, because
this is the end of the first season, where now we're preparing for the war in the second season.
It is the most unambitious sci-fi book I think I have ever read. There is nothing in here that would cost any money to film. You get a couple of sets on a sound stage, you get a couple of no-name actors, you get like little special effects makeup. Most of the aliens are just people. You got 3 people that need to be in costumes, 1 that's on screen for any length of time, and no space battles. It's all interior shots, conversations, people sitting on couches, people walking around, people talking to each other. I think the goal of Hellhole was to be adapted. They wanted a trilogy, and they wanted to get that low-budget sci-fi channel show. And it was too bad for that. The people that made Sharknado would not touch this. I mean, I'm serious, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are on this, because maybe we could talk about it.
Garbage show.
Well, maybe we could talk about it in the context of the rubric. So, like,
All right, I'll pull up my rubric, Ben.
yeah,
I gave it just an amazing score. All right, blog.words about book. You know where we're at. You're the patrons.
blog.wordsaboutbooks.ninja.
So-
You guys are the super fans. You should know. Okay, content and ideas. So here's my thing. The content, it's garbage. It's just it is
One and a
literally
half.
content. It
One
could
and a
be
half.
written by ChatGPT. So, ideas. Let's list some. Stringline network. What is it?
Don't know. I'm
Don't know.
guessing it's a nav thing, or maybe it's a portal. I don't know.
The aliens, the Zions. What are their powers? They have some limited telekinesis. They have a hive mind. They have some interconnected world they live on. That's kind of cool. The alien possession thing is, I think, probably the most unique and interesting thing they've got going on.
Someone pointed out the black oil tar thing from the X-Files movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's not original, but yeah. So, yeah,
This is trying
all the
to be
ideas
the
are...
Dune that we have at home.
Yeah. Yeah. It's store brand Dune. Which you would think would do well. Like, you don't... If it were just a ripoff, it would be better. Like, I go back to that. Instead, it's just this meandering blob of nothing. So that takes us right into organization. So I gave it a 2 for content and ideas, but yeah, 1.5 is
Gave it a
just as
1.5. I said the reason I couldn't give it level 2 is because level 1 is very specific about rambling. And this rambles a lot. So I gave it a 1.5.
I could see a
Organization,
1.5.
Ben.
Organization. I mean,
2.
it's 2.
It goes on forever. It takes 200 pages just to deploy the string lines. There's no tension. There's no, oh my god, the Empress's daughter fell into a coma on your planet. What if she comes and gets you?
If you have to remind me every chapter what this main character or what this character's backstory is, literally there are like 2 or 3 sentences at the beginning of every chapter that refreshes your memory about who Sophie is, about who the other one is.
And I still couldn't
And
remember.
You've said her, Antonia. You've said her name 3 times now, and it still will not stick for me.
I almost called
if
her
you-
Sophie.
If you have to keep reminding me that she had an abusive boyfriend that she's running to hellhole from, you're not a good writer. You shouldn't need to tell me things I already know about a point of view character because you suspect I may have forgotten. It shouldn't be that long or that unremarkable.
Well, you know how
That-
the rule of 20s, right? Where you say something 20 times to, like, you repeat it, right?
You think that's what they're trying to do?
It's the rule of 3. It's the actual.
Oh, I
You
don't.
repeat something
I honestly
3
haven't heard
times.
this.
I think you repeat a joke 3 times, and this time, yeah, rule of 20 for them. No, it's
Oh yeah, I've heard the comedy comes in 3s. I didn't hear.
there. You go. Word choice,
Yeah.
Ben. Let's move on. This has gone on way too long, just like the book. I gave it a 2.
2
It's
Zion.
really bland and boring and crappy. Personal
Do
preference.
you think
Ben.
Zion would remind anyone of the Jews?
No, not at all.
Well, that's why you got a 2 for language.
Personal preference, Ben. I gave it a
Oh,
1.5 again. Because a 1 is absolutely hate it, but this doesn't provoke hatred. It's bland and dispassionate and boring. I can't even muster hatred. I just don't want to do it anymore. It's So I gave it a
I'm
1.5.
I give it a 2. I'm with you. I dislike it. I guess it's harmless. It's inoffensive, mostly, but they're not destroying a sci-fi classic this time. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's just boring. It literally is like reading filler text generated by a machine. I mean, if you asked ChatGPT to fill 500 pages, it would come out with something like this. It'd probably come out with something better than this, truth be told. Like predictive text would be more interesting than this because I could at least project my own meaning onto it.
Recommendation strength, Ben, 1.
1. No 1.
I gave it 20 points out of 100.
Oh, 6, 12, 18, 24, 25, I guess I gave it.
I think I originally gave it 25, and then I was like, actually, I'm going to lower from 2s to 1.5s.
I think I rounded it up to 2 stars. Honestly, if you, and again, I'm guessing, if you took the major story beats of book 2 and book 3, and you just condensed this all down into one book, cut out half of the point of view characters, you might have a 3-star book. There's no need to separate this into a trilogy. There's no need for most of these characters to be here. It's just crap. I mean, there's no nice way to say it. It's just bad. I have actually, I don't want to say never, but I have rarely read anything this boring and incompetent. And I'm including like, I'm being dead serious. In all honesty, I have rarely read something this boring and incompetent, and I'm counting like college courses where I read other students' creative writing. I've never, like, even people who don't know how to spell have more to say in their writing than these two. This is just such generic crap. I like, we could go on Wattpad or Royal Road or any of those like self-publishing one chapter a day type people, and it'd be way better than this. There's some isekai series I saw that had like 800 chapters in 2 years.
Oh my god.
That's more than one a day.
Oh my god.
And I think it was just about like some nerd getting a harem. And I think I'd still rather read that. Yeah, if you want us to read your book, it's aboutbookspod@gmail.com. I'll take a look.
All right, that's it. We're done.
That's
we
it. We're done.
suffered through Brian Herbert. We've come to the conclusion. Bad.
No, we still got to find out which one's worse. We got to find out who's more responsible.
Only if the patrons demand it.
Demand it.
Yeah, they have to go in our Discord or leave a message on our Patreon that is what they want. That's the only way this gets another Brian Herbert or another fucking Kevin J. Anderson.
Hey, I think our patrons are out for blood. Nothing
we'll
does
find
as
out.
well as our Ernest Klein episodes. People love us tearing something down. And this is just one of those cases where I feel bad. Brian Herbert seems like a nice guy. He doesn't deserve to feel bad. Like, I don't want him to have a bad day.
Bad. I want him to feel a little bad. Like, I want him to rethink things.
He's in his 70s, but, like, find a different career.
Retire. You're already past the age of... No, he hasn't. There's more fucking Dune books coming out.
Coming out?
Yes, Ben. He's
oh, my
still
God.
doing it.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Where are we at now? The Duke of Caladan.
Laws of Tigers of Dune. It's
The
Children
Heir
of
of
Dune, but from the
Caladan.
Tiger's perspective.
The Heir of Caladan came out 2 years ago.
Oh, my God. Fremen versus the Zions, and it bears no resemblance to any modern-day conflict. Oh, Christ. Some guy yelled at us on YouTube for liking the Dune movie.
Yeah, well,
Never
until
talked
he
about that on the podcast.
until he subscribes to our Patreon, fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ending the recording now.
All right, you can end the recording. There's a graphic novel of Dune coming out in 2024 that's based on the movie, but I don't think they're going to do anything about that. I really need to know.
I'm still recording. What?
Let's see. Is Brian Herbert released from jail? That's funny. No, I think Princess of Dune was the latest one that came out last November. Our new Dune novel from Tor, Princess of Dune, will tell the intertwined backstories of Princess Irulan and Chani growing up in dramatically different circumstances. Kevin,
Why would anyone want that? What the hell do they have to do with each other other than they both wanted to fuck Paul? Their stories are not parallels.
This hurts.
Let's look at his non-fiction work.
I don't want to.
The Forgotten Heroes, the heroic story of the United States Merchant Marine.
No, I'm done. I'm done, Ben. I'm done.
What about
I'm
the
tired.
Time Web series?
Oh, Princess of Dune was originally titled Irulan of Dune and planned for
No
a 2011 release, but I guess they put it on the shelf and then they came back to it. Leto of Dune, title may be changed to Golden Path of Dune. They might tackle God Emperor, Ben. What do you think of that?
The balls on these men.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh.
The balls.
Oh, God.
You know the
this
best
is-
part?
I'm exhausted, Ben.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia for Hellhole. It doesn't even list all of the point of view characters as characters.
Yes, I know. I couldn't even find a list of characters. So, yeah. Now, fuck
Publishers
this, Ben. I'm
Weekly
out.
wrote that the characters are one-dimensional and the tail has an unsatisfying cliffhanger conclusion. Oh, fuck.
Meanwhile, Booklist found the characters. Whoever write Booklist, you're wrong. You're wrong, and you have no credibility, and you suck. You read a different book from what we read. You fucking idiots. All right, I'm done. I'm hitting the stop button right now.